What's going on, 80K Sports Performance family? Coach Ryan here with another Coach's Corner for you. Today I want to talk about footwear. With it being a new session starting this week, we have a lot of new athletes coming in, and with that we have a lot of interesting footwear choices by some of our athletes. And what I mean by that is you see a lot of different types of shoes come in. You have some kids coming in with nice Jordans, Air Maxes. You have some kids coming in with Hokas, with just generic running shoes, all sorts of different things. And one thing that we try to talk to some of our athletes about is making sure that our footwear choices are more for function as opposed to fashion. So while Jordans, Air Maxes, really nice shoes like that, they're great in terms of fashion. They look really cool. I love a good pair of shoes as much as the next guy. However, in terms of for training, they're not our best because they're not the most functional. When we're looking at a shoe for training, we want to look at something that is going to stay on our feet. We're not worried about creasing them or making sure that they stay in pristine condition. We also want to make sure that they're not too clunky. So we see some athletes on the flip side come in with what they think is a really good training shoe, something like Hokas, some of those bigger, clunkier with a lot of support shoes. And while those are great for long distance running and things of that nature, they're not the best for training. A lot of times in the weight room, you hear a coach talk about how you want to feel the floor, push through the floor, drive through the floor. And when you're wearing a glorified mattress as a shoe, you're not really able to do that. So wearing something with a little bit less of that cushion on the bottom of your shoe is going to allow you to feel that floor. So a training shoe that I really like are the Nike Metcons. Those are good for running on those shorter sprints, and they're going to stay on your feet if you're doing change of direction, agility, things like that. As well as they're good for the weight room because they have a nice firm sole, and they're going to allow you to actually feel that floor. So there's a lot of shoes that are great in other aspects of things, whether that be for long distance running or for looking cool at school. But in terms of training, you want to make sure that your shoe is good for that. So those big clunky running shoes, not the best for training. Not saying they're the worst, but there are some better choices. Same with wearing things like your Air Maxes, your Jordans, and you don't want to do this agility drill because it might crease the edges or something like that. Maybe that's not the best shoe for training. So if you're an athlete or a parent of an athlete, you really want to maximize your training, get the most out of it, make sure that you're wearing a shoe that's going to help you do that. If you have any questions about what shoes should you be wearing, what shoes shouldn't you be wearing, feel free to shoot me an email, comment on this video, and we can talk a little bit more in depth about what shoes you should be wearing and that fashion versus function when it comes to our training shoes. Catch you guys next time.